This Good Morning Northwest morning spread is brought to you by Bill's Heating and Air Conditioning.
Just about 6:53. It's time to get you ready to take on your Monday here in the morning sprint.
Esther Bauer is in the Lincoln Heights neighborhood with a live look at how last night's windstorm could impact your morning commute. Olivia Roberts is tracking power outages across the inland Northwest.
But first, to Caitlin Knapp in for Mark Peterson with what's on tap today.
Well, taking a look at your day planner here as you're getting those kids out the door, running them to the bus stop, running them to school. 40 degrees outside. We're going to be pretty sunny for the rest of the day. 61 degrees as our high. We're going to hit that at 4 o'clock today. For the next few days, we're going to have some sunny skies and then a little bit of rain on the way.
Well, the winds have died down, but I'm live here at 14th and Fisk, where, as you can see, there is still extensive damage from last night's windstorm. Crews are out working right now to restore power. We know about 600 of you in the Lincoln Heights area are without power. Now, as you get ready to take on your day, expect to see some closures, possibly some stoplights that are out. Make sure to treat those as four-way stops. Crews tell me they're hoping to have power fully restored by this afternoon.
Update on a fire last night that was whipped up by strong winds on the Palouse. It happened near a home on East Olmsted Road and Palouse Highway last night. This is new video from last night just as fire crews were putting out that fire. Firefighters tell us one home was initially in danger, but crews from Fire District 8, Spokane Valley, the Forest Service, and the Bureau of Land Management worked together to stop the progress of flames by 11 o'clock. They estimated up to 2 acres burned. Investigators will return to the scene this morning, trying to find a cause.
Well, those high winds leaving thousands without power throughout the region overnight and into this morning. The numbers have been dropping this morning as crews work to restore that power. But as of right now, more than 2,000 Avista customers are still in the dark. Kootenai Electric giving an update just minutes ago. Crews worked overnight to make repairs, and the majority of customers are waking up with power. They're continuing to restore power to people in Bayview and Hayden this morning. More than 2,400 inland power customers are still without power. The majority of those outages, about 2,000 of them, are being reported in Spokane County this morning. Now, Spokane Regional Emergency Management wants to remind you not to call 911 to report an outage. They want to keep those phone lines open in case of an emergency. If you haven't already, you can call one of these numbers right now on your screen to report an outage where you live.
Tensions are high in anticipation of today's expected closing arguments in the Derek Chauvin trial. Hundreds of people gathering this morning at the now infamous corner in Minneapolis, where Chauvin pinned George Floyd to the pavement for more than 9 minutes. Chauvin has pleaded not guilty to murder and manslaughter, saying he was using the methods he learned during his nearly 2-decade career in law enforcement. The jury will be able to decide if Chauvin is guilty of second-degree murder, third-degree murder, manslaughter, or they could acquit him of all charges.
Shootings across the U.S. made for a heartbreaking weekend of gun violence. This morning, the nation waking up to reports of 5 people shot in Shreveport, Louisiana, the third multiple shooting in the past 24 hours. 3 people were killed and 3 injured in a shooting at a Kenosha, Wisconsin tavern. A person of interest has been located and is facing a charge. Earlier in the weekend, 4 people died and several others injured at 2 other shootings in Austin, Texas and Columbus, Ohio.
Well, the U.S. has reached an important milestone in the fight against COVID. Half of American adults have now received at least 1 dose of the vaccine. According to the latest data published by the CDC, 50% of U.S. adults have had at least 1 COVID-19 vaccine shot. More than 209 million total doses have been administered, and 25% of the population have now been fully vaccinated. The 7-day average for doses given per day now sits at 3.2 million.
Most health experts agree around 60 to 70% of people need to be vaccinated in order to reach herd immunity. So here's a look at the progress in our region. In Washington, 39% of people have received 1 dose. Nearly 26% are fully vaccinated.
And Idaho isn't far behind. 31.5% of the state has had its first dose, and 22% are now fully vaccinated. Now that all adults in Washington and Idaho are eligible for the vaccine, we want to make sure you have all the information you need to feel safe about it. We also have resources to help you find an appointment. It is at kxly.com/vaccine.
A little helicopter just completed a very big mission. NASA's experimental Ingenuity helicopter rose from the red planet into thin air this morning, making history as the first aircraft to achieve powered, controlled flight on another planet. The crew had to wait 3 hours before learning whether the pre-programmed flight had succeeded 178 million miles away.
Coming up next on Good Morning America, an urgent warning about a popular Peloton treadmill following the death of a child. This morning, the company pushing back, fighting a federal safety warning.